What's up, guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2001 Toyota MR2 Spyder. Behind me is a 2.4 liter inline 4, and down below is a 5-speed manual transmission. Now, I am super excited to be driving this Toyota MR2 Spyder because it has been K-swapped. Behind me is a 2.4 liter K24 A2 out of an Acura. So this has been swapped. The original 1.8 liter is gone, and a 2.4 liter Honda motor has taken its place. So let's see what it's all about. If you'd like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. But since we're up to temperature here, let's give it a shot. Woo! That's nice. That is very, very nice. So there's a lot of work that has to go into it to make this vehicle what it is. Obviously, you need to source the K24, but this also has an RSX 5-speed down below. So essentially, this is an Acura RSX just facing the wrong way. You have to get a custom drop-in kit as well as custom axles to make it all work in harmony, and this is on a Honda ECU to run the whole show. It's not cheap to do this, but why would you do this to an MR2? The 1.8 liter is a pretty fun, buzzy engine as it is. Well, there's two big reasons. First of all, the 1.8 liter from this era, the pre-facelift of the MR2 Spyder, had oil issues. And so that's actually what ended up happening to this car. The owner had an oil issue. One day the engine went kaput. So he thought that this would be cool. And it is. He's right. The second reason you'd want to do it is for parts availability, possibly if you're well familiar with the K series, it's just easier to work on for those folks that know. It can handle boost, and it's just a great engine. You know, K-swap the world. It's a very common swap into a lot of vehicles, so you're kind of in that zeitgeist. There's a lot of information out on the internet. I would argue more information on a K series than the standard 1ZZ. And of course, it is a bigger motor, so it makes more power. And more power is more better. This is sitting up at about 200 horsepower, which might not seem like a lot, but the car soaking wet is about 2,200 pounds, so it has a pretty fun power to weight ratio. Transmission doesn't feel amazing, however, that's more due to its age than it being a Honda. But like I said, RSX transmission, and the MR2 maintains its rear wheel drive. So how does it feel to drive the MR2 Spyder with the K24? Well, this is on S3 coilovers as well, so the ride's a little stiff, but honestly, you don't feel any added weight in the back of the car, and that's because there actually isn't any added weight. Because the original engine was cast iron, and this is an aluminum engine, you actually go down a couple lbs, which we could all use these days. So it's actually lighter around the back, and that's very, very good. Otherwise, visibility's fine, shifter's fine, everything else is fine, and it's not anything too crazy. With that stuff out of the way, let's run through the interior real quick, because it's all stock MR2 stuff for the most part. Well, in front of me, I have 4 gauges. Off to the left is my speedometer, in the center is the tachometer, and off to the right is the coolant temperature and fuel. Nothing on the steering wheel. Interestingly, they didn't give this cruise control. However, the original MR2 from the 80s did get cruise control. Weird line in the sand there. Off to the left, we have a climate control vent, central locking, mirror switch, gauge dimmer switch, child locks. And moving on to the door, we have the latch to get in and out. Moving into the center, we do get a little cubby up at the very top, 2 climate vents with a hazard switch, digital clock, climate controls, aftermarket radio, standard cup holders that failed the big friggin' bottle test, 12-volt outlet, ashtray, and this is an added AFR gauge. And the shifter. We have the parking brake and the seats. They're not super comfortable, but they're cloth, and they work on a day like today. And it is painted in red. I don't overly love the look of this generation of MR2. They're the MR2 Spyder, the MRS, whatever you want to call it. I don't overly love it. I think it's a little bug looking. But if you saw my 5th grade portrait, I think you'd be saying the same thing about me, so I guess I'm not one to judge. It's an MR2. I have the top down. It's lovely. The top has 2 manual mechanisms, clip, clip, and you are down and good. Now, one thing that the owner pointed out to me that I've never known about the MR2 Spyder is that the sunshades up above, you can put the sunshade down. Nice, simple, right? And you would think that you could fold it this way to block the sun. But instead, they move inward towards the inside of the car. Why? I don't know. It's obscenely useless, and the owner's gonna get rid of them soon, but a weird quirk of the MR2 Spyder. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the K24 swapped MR2? Well, obviously, this is an amazing, fun, wonderful experience. Should you do this to your MR2? There's benefits and there's drawbacks, right? The drawbacks are the price. This is not a cheap swap to do. It would be very easy to spend $10,000 doing a swap like this, and you have to gauge if that's worth it at the end of the day. Maybe to you it is, maybe it's not. To the owner, Paul, it was worth doing. The other drawbacks is that if you do this to your MR2, you're gonna have project car issues. I had to hold my foot on the gas earlier this morning to make sure it kept running while it heat cycled the wideband. You just have weird stuff like that. You're never gonna get fully OEM with a vehicle like this. But then, I mean, that's a convincing argument too. I mean, it really livens up the whole chassis of the car. Everything feels happier. Everything feels more lively. It wants you to bang it off the rev limiter. It wants you to keep going and going and going. It wants you to punish it. And hey, I'll oblige. I think the ending story, the overarching theme of the video, is that the MR2 Spyder is just a great vehicle, whether it be its stock format or this Honda Toyota devil child. It's still great. It's still wonderful. I'm still enjoying the top down. I'm still enjoying the countryside. I'm still enjoying the beautiful Wisconsin weather. This will just get you there with a little bit more elbow grease, but a lot more power. I wouldn't kick this thing out of bed if it paid me $100 million. One more for the kids at home. That's the goods. That's the goods. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Paul for letting me borrow his MR2 Spyder for today's video. He's been absolutely wonderful to work with. I also filmed him and his wife's AW11 supercharged MR2, so they might be MR2 nuts, but they're people like that that make my job oh so great and provide me with vehicles that are equally great. So huge thank you to Paul and Mackenzie. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.